Greetings everyone. I am Neelam Mathur and today again I am here with a beautiful poem, and today's beautiful poem is describing the rain. The raining season is just around the corner, and the part of India where I live becomes awesome during the rain because I live in Indore, and Indore is not as humid as some other parts of our country. As a result, during the monsoon season, during the rainy season, the weather of Indore is absolutely awesome. What do you relate with rainy season or rains? Some people will say chai pakode. Some people will say picnic. Loads of people go out, especially if it is a holiday, people go out for picnics. Some people will correlate it with the washed buildings, washed roads, overcast sky, and one of the most beautiful things that rain brings with it is the pitter pat sound of falling rain. I really love sleeping with that music of pitter pat sound of rain into my ears. And in this regard, the poet also agrees with me, because the poet Curtis Kinney also feels that it is awesome, it is a wonderful feeling to sleep in your home, in your room, with the sound of rain falling on the roof. So let's read and see what the poet is feeling about the rain. Here, in this poem, the poet tells what poet is thinking about when he hears the sound of rain falling. The poem praises the healing power of nature's rain, especially when heard from a cozy bed in a lovely cottage. The poet says that it is pleasant to live and sleep comfortably in a cottage on a rainy night. When the tinkle of the rain brings dreamy fancies, he recollects fond memories of the past. The rain is thus an instrument of beautiful memories of the past years. The sound of rain falling takes the poet to his childhood, when the fondest memories of his mother is stirred before him in all her gentle loveliness. So now let's read the first stanza of the poem, Rain on the Roof. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. Humid shadows means clouds. Hover means hang. Starry sphere here means stars. And melancholy means sad. What other should I tell you? Bliss. Bliss is utmost joy. And cottage chamber here means a room in a cottage or in a small house. Patter. Patter is the sound of rain falling on the roof. And overhead means above. The poet says that stars of the sky are not visible, being covered by clouds. He says that the darkness is making him sad and reflective, and the rain also seems to mirror his emotions, as it looks like tears falling softly from human eyes. The only thing that can bring joy to the poet is to curl up with a pillow in the bed of a rural cottage. He is happy lying in his bed. He is really enjoying it. Though the rooms of the cottage may be small and not very well equipped also, the sound of raindrop can enable him to recover from his sad and gloomy mood. So, Let us see what are the poetic devices used in this first stanza of the poem. Yes, here children, the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E. And we have got alliteration here. Alliteration is when two or more consecutive words or closely placed words start with the same letter. There we have alliteration. So we have alliteration in humid hour, starry spheres, press pillow, lie listening. Then we have onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia are the words which suggest the meaning by its sound, like patter. Then we have personification, when we address something which is non-living as a living thing. Darkness has been personified when he says it is sad, because non-living things cannot be sad or happy. We also have transferred epithet in melancholy, darkness. The darkness is not melancholy, because again darkness is not a living thing, but it refers to the sad people. So these are the literary devices in the first stanza of the poem. Now let's go to the next stanza of the poem. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start, and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Let me tell you the meaning of certain words which you may be finding difficult. Tinkle means ringing sound. Again, it is also an onomatopoeia. Shingles. Shingles are those rectangular tiles used on the sloping roofs, especially in hill stations and all, where it rains a lot. Echo means reverberation. Dreamy fancies into busy being. It means here imaginary stories in someone's mind. Recollections means memories, remembrances. Air threads. Air threads here means dreamy memories again. Into woof. These means they get intermingled, become entwined. This is what it means here. So let me explain this stanza to you. In this stanza, the poet describes how the raindrops make a tinkling sound as they fall on the shingles of the roof, on those tiles of the roof. Each sound made by the rain is repeated the next instant by the beating of his heart, because he is feeling it so deeply. What he has only been imagining till now starts appearing before his eyes as he is listening to the soft and continuous falling of the raindrops on his roof. All his memories come back to him, but they are not discrete and separate from each other. Instead, these memories have formed a sort of patchwork. They have got so well mixed up, intermingled, whatever you say, and they have made sort of a patchwork by becoming entwined with one another. The memories are large in number and have formed a cluster in his mind, that he is flooded with the memories of the past. Let us see now what are the literary devices in this stanza. Again we have alliteration. I have already explained all these literary devices to you. I won't go into that again now. Alliteration, busy being, their thread, rain roof. Onomatopoeia, tinkle, patter. These are the sounds made by the raindrop. Personification. Recollection is personified when he says that they weave dreams. And again we have transferred epithet, dreamy fancies. It does not mean that the fancies are dreamy, because again fancies are abstract, but it refers to the people who have dreams. So these are the literary devices in this stanza. Now next stanza. Now, in memory comes my mother, as she used in years agone to regard the darling dreamers. She left them till the dawn. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I listen to this refrain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. What a beautiful poem, children, right? Now let us see now some of the words which you may find difficult to understand. In memory comes means he's saying that he remembers. Agone means past, the time gone by. Regard, here it means observe. The darling dreamers, here it means the sleeping children, the mother, because he is talking about mother. So here darling dreamers means her sleeping children. Means before. Dawn, dawn means early morning. List, the poet has gone for the rhyme, so he has not written the complete spelling. Here it really means listen. Refrain, refrain means part of song that is repeated, played upon, the sound coming due to rain falling on. So let me explain this stanza now. The poet describes the first memory that he can actually identify among the patchwork. Patchwork is all those intermingled memories which are flooding his mind, right? So he remembers that during his childhood, his mother used to look at him and his siblings means his brothers and sisters, as they were sleeping and having pleasant dreams. His mother would make a point to look at them every night, for she knew she would not see them again till the next morning. So that shows the loving nature of his mother. His mother would bend down and watch over him in particular. He feels that his mother loved him more than his other brothers and sisters and gave her special attention. These memories are evoked as he listens to the repetitive rhythm of the raindrops as they are falling on his roof, right? See, these memories that are coming to his mind, they are about his siblings, his brothers and sisters, his mother. So they are all mixed up kind of memories that he is getting right from his childhood. So let us find which are the literary devices here. We have alliteration when the poet says memory, my mother, darling dreamers, and we also have onomatopoeia when he uses the word patter. So children, I hope you understood all the literary devices used in the poem and also the poem. Thank you. Have a nice day.